Damn right, recording's in progress. Here we go. We're sharing a screen. We're sharing. What's up, Rebels? Andy McCabe here, and Joe, Mr. Spears. We're gonna do the Rebel thing. We're gonna do the Restoration Rebel Roundtable now, starting now. Today is the oh shit, man, 13th of October already, 2022, and here we go. Agreement number 1, I will protect the value of my services. I will never provide free services, as these only serve to erode the value of similar services industry-wide. Agreement number 2, I will practice incredible transparency. I will explain the claim process in detail to my clients. I will not hide pricing details or manipulate reports. I will not communicate with a third party without also communicating with my clients. Number 3, I do not believe in competition. The restoration companies in my market are part of my community. I will be an active member of that community. It is our unbreakable unity that will create the change that we strive for. And number 4, I am willing to walk away from any project, client, or contract that is not compatible with my values and stated mission. No relationship is worth losing money, sleep, or my humanity. What up, Rebel peoples? Joe, how you doing, man? What's new in your world?
Not a whole lot. Took my level 3 test this week finally and passed it, so I was super excited and proud of that.
Level 3, congratulations! Woohoo!
Yeah. Taking it did teach me a couple things I didn't even know about that I'm super excited to play around with and try out.
Like what? For example.
Well, I mean, so like I didn't take any classes. I just like from personal experience and then having the books and kind of somewhat reading the books mainly, like I did all the estimate stuff, and then the knowledge base, I just look at the appendix and I'm like going back and forth. And I learned about the one of the questions they asked me was about item scenarios, which I never knew I never had used them before and knew what they were for. And like if I'm doing an estimate for a homeowner and they have carpet originally and they want to go back with laminate, I've always just wrote a new estimate up and put, either credited them the carpet and then added the laminate in or whatnot. But I guess with the item scenario function of Xactimate, you can actually within that estimate go ahead and say, here's an item scenario. We're going to switch it from the carpet to the laminate here, and it'll do all that change order, different estimating for you within the same estimate, and it all comes out nice and clean. And I didn't know that. So
scenarios. Okay. Well, I've never heard of that either.
So pretty much like if you haven't, open it up an estimate, and let's go to an estimate that's like reconstruction and might have like carpet on it. And what you do is you go into that room on your estimate items list there, and you right click on it, and you'll see where it says item, or hang on, where is it? You go to all right, so like click on the line item for like carpet, for example, for replace carpet. You go to item edit options, and you go to or line edit. Hang on, which one is here? Hang on. Item edit options, and then there it'll say like scenario, and then you can change the scenario to something different. And line item edit options, and it says item scenario, and you can say standard item and then upgrade it. You can click on like upgrade, and you can mark these things here and on. I guess like write it up where like, like I said, I'm going to learn more about it myself, because like I said, I'm self-taught on a lot of the stuff I do. But I guess like you can say you can mark it as an upgraded item, and then it'll know here's the difference in price.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to get there. I'm going to open this, and I'm going to share my screen. Share. Oh, come back. Share. Not that one. Is this one? Share. Sharing is failed. Interesting. All right, sharing the whole screen. Sharing the whole Fandango. Okay, here we go. So let's get some carpet. I'm going to put some carpet in here. I'm going to do AV. Okay, so you're saying it's in here.
right click there, right click
Right
on
click.
your
Ooh,
line,
right click. Okay.
item, edit options, item scenario. And then, go ahead and put in real quick,
Split. Okay. Hold on a
go back.
second.
Let's say we're going to switch it over to laminate. So go
Hold
ahead and
on.
add your,
Let's how do we split those things?
just, just click on the action, hit plus.
Hmm?
Oh, no, leave that there. Just type in, FCWLAM, or you want to leave it as the action as you're replacing the carpet.
Yeah, but it said for best.
And then,
You can see right here, it said to be able to use the other option, split and whatever, split the activities. But okay.
well, normally if you did carpet, it would be, you're using the roll function anyway, so it automatically separates it out anyways. So just, just put in there just make it to a plus, like, since we're not worried about the removal. And then let's say we're going to go with, no, you got to add the line item first. So say you're going to switch it from carpet to luxury vinyl plank. So FCVPLK. Okay. And then change that to add. Now
Okay.
go to your luxury plank or the carpet there. Yep. You do the carpet line item scenario. There you go. And this is going to be replaced by, you're going to click on it. It's an upgrade, but you're also going to replace it or replace the up one
by.
There you go.
Okay.
And then under report time, or under the applied to report time or permanent and reports, you can do whichever one there. You got to click on one and hit OK. Now see how it strikes out. Now let's click on reports.
Now what's that look like?
Yeah, let's see what it looks like in reports. So it's item 240 and 241 under the Nook. Final draft.
Just okay. Let's preview. No. Where's my Nook? Hold on a second.
There's your Nook, right?
Nook. Okay, it doesn't show up. This item replaces. Oh, okay. So tell me where this would be used. How would you use this?
Can you maximize that so everyone can see the screen easier and read it? Because right now it's just kind of, there you go. So that's the cases. It's showing that, the insurance paid to, or the insurance was paying to do carpet. And instead you're going with the laminate there. And like, it's because the homeowner decided to go with a different type of flooring or whatever. And like I said, I got to play around with it, but I guess you can set it up where if, one's more expensive than the other, maybe it'll show like the price difference. I'm not really, like I said, I'm still learning that there. I'm sure someone, like I said, I don't have a lot of people that ever seem to, I've never used it before and I didn't even know about it. And I'm sure someone like, some of the other training classes will teach you about it, but I'm all self-taught, so.
Contents, dwelling, labor minimums. Huh. It doesn't look any different here, but it definitely looks different over in Xactimate.
Let's see here.
It's crossed out.
Oh, okay. So hang on. Go back.
Unit price 539. Okay, so let's go back.
Well, hang on here. And don't do replaces, say upgrade. Oh, yeah, try to upgrade. Go to your item scenario and instead of putting replace, you're upgrading it from, instead of it being replacing the carpet, you're upgrading it, I guess. Let's see what that does.
Upgrade, add item.
And then now hit permanent and reports.
No, nah. All right. Well, I don't know. This would be the upgrade. This is an upgrade. Okay, and then this would be the replaced by. Oh, whoops. Whoop. Wrong one. It won't let me choose it now.
Or maybe
All right. Well,
let's
someone's going to have
look
to.
at the report and what it says with you when you have that.
Should I just, no, I shouldn't do this. Should I just cancel this?
Have that laminate. You have that laminate marked as an upgrade, right?
I do.
Now let's see what the report says.
Documents, reports, preview. Okay, what page was that? I should have looked.
It's the other, your other one's still open there, so you can just.
It is? Oh, well, okay. Hey, more it up. Where's my nook? No, there's my nook. Oh, so this is what it looks like. That's page 14. There's page 14. This item, it just gives a note. This item is an upgrade. This item is an upgrade. It's weird. All right, someone's gonna have to explain that to us.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Can you do it on your end?
here. Because I do a lot, when we do repair work and everything, we get a lot of rooms where, they want to switch it from carpet to lamb.
I mean, it happens every single file. You're going to have
Stuff
some
together
sort of
like this.
change or an upgrade or something.
So I'm in bedroom 1.
Whoop. All right. Oh, that was weird.
I don't want it.
Replaces, no. Replaced by. Huh.
Are they the same prices? I don't, like I said, I got to play around with it. Like I said, I've never even heard that or really had anyone.
Well, look at this unit price, $539 on the carpet. And look at this, 91 cents. Weird, right? No, that's pad. Oh, it doesn't show. Oh, there's no carpet there. Carpet's gone. Carpet doesn't even show up.
Really?
Okay. So the carpet didn't show up. Here's our estimate. Here's our estimate item. So it doesn't even print. So 1175 is a unit price. 1175. But how does
Play
that
around with it for sure and try
how
to
does
figure
that
out
help
how to-
us?
From
How does that help us?
$1,500.
I mean, does
I would assume that it's going to know the.
does it credit the amount? What's it do with the previous carpet?
That's what I'm looking at right now. So like I did a 12 by 12 room. It's $981. I'm going to do FCW LAM. We're going to do high grade because they want a high grade one. And then
Because instead of doing it this way, what would we normally do? We just delete that line item and
Yep.
put in the one we're using.
And
this is going to be replaced too. I wonder if we can do it. Can we replace it with the same?
it replaces carpet and pad both.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Does that work right? I don't know. Like I said, I want to play around with it more and learn more about that there. Because
Yeah, play with it. Yeah. All right. Well, before I did anything with it, I don't want to play with it for a while. I want to show you something. United policyholders came out with a nice little thing. Where's my United policyholders roadmap to recovery? All right, I'm going to stop this share. So over here, you can see my inbox, but they came out with a great, what they're calling the Hurricane Ian Help Library. And I'm just going to hit click here so we can get the, you can scroll down here and see they've got an entire library of stuff. I'm gonna move this over here. Move this over here. Here we go. So if you find yourself trying to answer questions for homeowners, which we all do every day, I would send them first to here. This is one hell of a URL. I'm going to go ahead and paste it in the chat anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and paste it in the Facebook group. Where's my Facebook group? Anyway, I'm going to paste it over there in a second. Once I find it. There it is. Let's paste it here. So the resources here are, getting started. Top 10 insurance claim tips, avoiding frauds and scams, blah, 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 blah. Flood recovery insurance, getting started. Simplified guide to your homeowner's policy. And then arranging for temporary housing. They got a couple articles on that. Getting organized, informed, and empowered. They've got a dozen articles on that. Getting debris removed. They've got it pretty well organized here. Xactimate, demystified. What the heck? What the crap? Huh. Okay. I'm not going to read that because they'll probably piss me off. Survivor speed. So this is pretty good. So if anyone out there wants to start helping people and letting them do their own research, which I always advocate for that, let them do their own education. You don't have time to educate everyone, especially in a cat situation. So send them here. Send them to uphelp.org. And they've got a ton of stuff here. Ton of stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. So, yeah, this has been weird. This has been a weird storm. What kind of action are you getting out of Florida right now?
honestly, not as much as I expected.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, I don't know if people are just being slow about it because they're all busy actually working. They just haven't got around to contacting me or, stuff. I've had a few things come in, but nothing like what we were kind of planning on.
Yeah, this has been a weird one. It's like a slow motion. Either the claims aren't there, or people are still just running around with like chickens with their heads cut off, not getting organized. the damage is obviously there. I mean, things obviously got hit, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people are doing down there. This is unlike any previous storm, because by now I would have had 3 or 4 different people reaching out and saying, "Hey, when can you get down here? We need XYZ." But I'm not hearing. I'm hearing crickets. So, maybe it's my breath. Maybe I need to brush my teeth more than once a week. I don't know. Something like that.
Oh, here, real quick here, I'm going to share. Can I share screen real quick?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, okay. Now, are you seeing my Xactimate here?
Uh-huh.
All right. So here's an estimate: remove carpet, remove and replace pad, and remove and replace carpet, right? $917. And I did the flooring outlay there and shit stuff. So this comes out to $981. If I do it the old school method, like we're used to, right? Remove carpet, remove pad, and then just add in the laminate, it comes out to $1,869 here.
Okay.
Now, but if I do it this way, what I did was I marked the pad under the line item scenario as a downgrade because they're not going to get that anymore. And then the carpet, I said that this flooring here is going to replaces the carpet.
Okay.
Now that version of the estimate, they doesn't show the carpet on here, and it says this is replaces the carpet here. And this one actually comes out to 17. So it is taking into account, I guess, the difference in price of the materials. Does that make sense?
So it's taking the pad out too?
Well, it takes the pad out, but I guess it's factoring back into the estimate here, on the replacement of the pad here, replacement at 65 cents. It's adding that number still gets added to this total here because the money's still there, but the pad doesn't have to go back in.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So total on the pad there was only $118 there. So on this estimate here, it's roughly $118 difference, 1869 or 1504 and 1300 here, because the money for the pad is still applied to this estimate, but we're not using it. So that's how you can do those changes.
So they get the credit for the downgrade.
They get the credit for the downgrade still, and then it takes whatever the carpet replacement cost would have been, and it can figure out, hey, here's how much the difference in price should be, is what I'm seeing.
So the price went down even though you added a superior flooring.
Well,
no, the price went up. It went up. Okay.
Well, like I said, this is remove carpet, remove pad, and then add high grade laminate.
Okay.
1629.36. We only had originally $917.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's saying that here's what it actually is now because of any of the difference in the prices, as how it's supposed to work. Like I said, I'm going to look more into it and try to understand it better. And because that's kind of cool that I can do that easily within an estimate. I don't have to go through and delete and remove, and I can just click on one line item and make a change for it, and then I can use the same estimate still.
Yeah, I think we've reached the point, and probably years ago, where this program is just too complicated. It's too big. It's let's get Mitch in here. Mitch Stringer. No one knows everything. No one can really do everything, and so we're using 70% of the program, right? There's no one that uses 100% of Xactimate,
right?
And what we find ourselves doing, so we niche. We just use this much, and we concentrate on this much, and everything outside of that it's worthless to us because we don't know how to use it. That's how complicated this whole machine's become. But that's interesting. I want to know how that would work in a claims environment when you're trying to figure out claims payments and things like that, upgrades and downgrades. That's interesting. Well, keep playing with it.
Well, and here's
If
what
you get any insights.
I'm trying to bring the book up here real quick so I can talk to you about it some. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I definitely like, I really feel like we're just not, I mean, the claim volume just doesn't seem to come in. And I don't know if it's because I've heard up to like 60% of the people don't have coverage for, for flood losses and everything.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know, like, I really feel like I mean, lots of, lots of commercial work, obviously, but the residential stuff is just not there.
Yeah, maybe the residential stuff, you just got everyone no coverage and they're trying to figure it out on their own. Yeah, weird. Well, there's a lot of work going on, but I haven't seen a whole lot I haven't seen it. I know what's happening just because by virtue of how big this storm was, but
Yeah.
it's a monster.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's just, I mean, I've seen a lot of the information coming out from down there and stuff. And I mean, it looks bad, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I honestly I'm thinking that a lot of people are just so busy doing the work. They just haven't gotten around to doing the paperwork yet on it because they're trying to knock as many as they can out as fast as possible.
Yeah. Which means the longer you wait, the more you forget and the harder it's going to be to get paid in full. There's no two ways around that.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, I don't have a whole lot today. I'm just buried in appraisals right now, just trying to get caught up.
Interesting that you're seeing that this afternoon.
Oh,
yes.
How many you got going right now?
All right. I have a project that I worked on. With our knit team is young and we always are wanting to go through extensive training, things like that. And so we got to do a project out in Nez Perce, Idaho.
That's out there. Okay.
Yeah. We're out and it's quite a ways out. And I wrote up a pretty decent mitigation estimate that compensated us for all of our hours and stuff, and then allows us to get enough money to continue keeping the lights on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
I wrote it up and, it was pretty, the guys were on there for a month, believe it or not. There was some microbial found on the job. And they're like, well, we don't cover mold. But see, we were out there, the homeowner was in the hospital for 2 months in intensive care because of hantavirus. We went out there, it was like, okay, this is hantavirus. I mean, that's a real thing. I remember back in the 90s when it first popped up. It was a big issue. A lot of classes, instant classes happened here for companies along the east and west. The east side of the Rocky Mountains, from Montana to
big time,
Texas, Arizona, and then all these areas of the Navajo reservation had a big issue with it, things like that. I remember going through all this. So, Travelers, I believe it's Travelers Insurance, brought in JS Held. I've not ever heard of them.
Wait, JS Held? You never heard of JS Held?
Yeah, I've not ever heard of them too. To review our entire project, and they go, Xactimate rate recommended 50% of the labor. And we built a custom price list up here. Our office is in Clarkston, Washington. And if you ever want to do something very interesting, download Lewiston, Idaho's price list and Clarkston, Washington's price list. I mean, like I talked about before, I could throw a rock across the river. And they're so drastically different, we had to create a custom price list. They're not validating $22,000 worth of work. And my bill was at $81,000, pretty hefty. They're coming in at 57. I'm just like, number one, who are these guys?
Wait a minute. Are you being facetious when you say you've never heard of JS Held?
Yeah, I've never heard of them ever before. I've never worked with them.
Oh, well, that's what they do.
Yeah, they beat people up, huh?
Yeah. All right. So
Pretty
you came
criminals.
in at, you were at 81.
Yeah,
They came in at 53.
yeah, we have $22,931 difference. We were in there, we cleaned every square inch of this place because this lady's in the hospital. Yeah, it's incredible.
Did you bill your client?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you received any payment on that?
Negative.
So based on this $53,000 number, have they issued any payment?
Well, apparently they've issued a payment now. This has been months and months.
Yeah. So are they talking about appraisal?
Well, no, I'm talking about appraisal. So, of course, the agent is an idiot. Well, gosh, are we online? We are. Okay, so the agent is not very familiar with the industry, put it this way, and is not very knowledgeable, and has never really done anything except want to make sure that he keeps his clientele.
Right.
He'll do whatever they say, whatever direction it goes, he goes with the wind on that direction. It's like a piece of straw. Okay.
Sure.
And he'll fold at any moment as long as it's in his favor.
Right.
And we know that. We see that in our industry. We see it a lot. So
all the time.
Pardon me the comment about the agent, but it's how I'm viewing that currently. So as I go through this, I'm like, well, who is JS Held? What kind of armor do they have? What kind of legitimacy do they have to this? And
very little. Very little,
right? But they're making the homeowner, everybody's going, oh my gosh, look at these guys, they're the greatest thing ever. Yeah, as long as you don't want to pay that.
JS Held's value proposition is we will save you, the carrier, 20% on every file. And how they do that is they come in at 50% and force you to negotiate up until you get 80%. And then you feel like you've won and
right.
They have actually won. So that's their game. That is the game. John Held, I don't know how many years they've been doing this, but John Held went to the carriers when he first opened the doors and said, we're going to just save you 20%. And do the carriers care how they do that? No, they're not at all. The carriers could give a shit. And JS Held could give a shit about what actually was done out there. They don't care. They're there to justify their existence by getting you to take 80 cents on a dollar. And again, that's where pretty much where they're at, aren't they? Right? What's that number?
Right,
what's that magic number?
They are literally
53 divided by 81.
Yeah, 53%, right?
Well, they're
81.
They got you at 35% now. And then they're going to be like, okay, well, we can negotiate up. And they're going to come in at, well, what's 81 times
they're literally
they're going to offer you 64.8. That's their next number. Because that's what they promised the carrier they'd save them.
Gotcha.
So at the end of the day, this is not appraisal. What I call this scenario is a pre-appraisal.
No, yeah, this is what this is. And so on my end, I haven't done anything on my end. So we got these guys in here. They're using a stock price list in an area. Look at the map. I mean, come on, look at the map. Where literally any larger town. We're a town of 40-some thousand or so, here. Not a large area. I mean, I moved here from 1.5 million, 2 million, to an area where it's you got 3 or 4 companies running, and they come in with a stock price list. I mean, it's a minimum 1-hour drive from Clarkston, Washington, to Nez Perce, Idaho. I mean, that's one drive.
I see the
you
res.
Nez Perce.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
Nez Perce right there.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's a ways out there.
Oh yeah, there's nothing out there. I mean, you can go to, so yeah, Clarkston.
Clarkston. There we go. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
60 miles.
So, you know,
One way.
One way. I'm counting travel time. I'm counting, I got 4 people in a vehicle. I have to pay their wages for
Yes, you
that
do.
dead hour.
Yes, you
I
do.
have vehicle maintenance on there.
So
I'm
that's 4 dead hours each way. That's
Yes.
8 dead hours a day.
correct. It took us
Yeah.
a month to get this place cleaned up. We literally demoed the basement of this home and then cleaned every square inch of it.
Yeah.
Wiped it down, several HEPA passes, air scrubbers. I mean, you name it. And they got a nice little interesting spreadsheet where they took our line items and they put them in there and of course put theirs together on it.
Oh, they love their spreadsheets.
Boy,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
You can tell they got it colored up pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I'm just like, I'm not going to go for this. I mean, so I need to have like maybe my next arrow in my quiver besides trying to negotiate up.
Well, no, you don't. Yeah, first off, don't even entertain them. They're not the adjuster. They don't have authority on this file. So
yeah, this was sent to us by the adjuster.
Yeah, you have no obligation to talk to them. And your reply back to the adjuster is, what does their shitty opinion have to do with the work that was actually done?
Yeah.
Their opinion has nothing to do with the work that we actually did. And if the adjuster can show you where any of the things that you did and billed for are not covered in the policy, that's what the adjuster needs to do. Otherwise, this is a cost that's been incurred and late fees start whenever they start for you, whatever your contract says. Lien will be filed whenever your contract says the lien will be filed according to this.
You've already filed a lien.
Okay, good. Yeah, well, then just sit on that lien. There is.
Seeing this coming. Of course, the doctor, when my mitigation manager here met with this doctor, there was a doctor that got sick, and we started finding these mouse droppings in there. Of course, you know, a lot of this information wasn't conveyed to the carrier. They just went and moved forward through the job. Well, we should have probably communicated a little better. However, it doesn't discredit the fact that all this evidence is there of what we've done.
It's what you did, and what you did was necessary according to you and your industry guidelines and your expertise and your experience. JS Held has this many years of restoration experience, right? 0, nada.
Yeah, I'd like to know who this guy is that came out there and what his qualifications are. How do they qualify these guys to do this very thing? Now,
his qualification was he can fog a mirror and write a report. And he can run Excel. He can run Excel spreadsheet. That's his qualification. I don't even know. Did you get a copy of his Fugazi MIT estimate?
I'm looking at it. You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen with you. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, they love their spreadsheets.
Yeah, what do we got going? Guys, we got some issues.
I can see it. Refer to line item summary. Okay. What does that even, what's the line item summary?
Okay, so let's go down to our line item summaries. Here's a summary. Item summary. Delta allocation. He's saying there's $22,931 not valid. Like number one, emergency service call. That guy dropped everything he could, drove out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was there for at least 6 hour a day. You know, there drive out there. We got an hour there, hour back, so we know that's 2 hours. And so you probably I know he inspected this entire place, so minimum of 2 hours, 5 hours, making his notes, putting stuff together. He's got a good solid 6 hours in this day. He's got to coordinate everything to get the.
Not validated according to whom?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. It's just bullshit. It's just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. You know, so we did, you know, I'm 100% of this, but you know, I'm like, okay, show me this information. What is telling me that I have to use that price list?
Nothing.
There's nothing. There's nothing. You know, where is that in the policy? I know that fact. So am I able to go to the adjuster and go, you need to find this in the policy for the homeowner? Or how do I approach my, okay, but I can't do that with the homeowner, correct?
Well, I mean, the homeowner's in the hospital.
No, she's out now.
Okay.
So, I can't go to the homeowner and go, well, hey, let's look at your policy. You know, hey,
Technically you probably can't, but she needs to go through her policy. But she actually, no, she doesn't need to go through her policy because I know for a fact it's not in there.
Yeah.
There's no pricing. There's no pricing guidelines in any insurance policy in the land.
Right. So, you know, cost variance because of the price list. I mean, $27,000. Yeah, I'm charging premium dollar for our guys.
As you should have.
Absolutely, because there's really no one in this area that is qualified as our company is.
Yeah.
Great example, competitor A that we have to deal with. We get called in on several jobs. I mean, we did a wall inspection because they top down dried because their TPA wouldn't let them take the drywall out. So you have to top down dry. They top down dry. They said it was dry. We come in and the whole structure is full of mold. You can't see it visibly, but once you take that drywall off the wall, the whole backside was just covered with homeowner livid.
Go back to the first page of
got the basement to us, you know.
Go back to the first page there.
Okay.
Can you go see what Grace is doing?
Yep.
So down. Well, so your total was 104.
Well, this is including repairs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, yeah, we got more. Here's the net. Here's the net.
Wait, so the MIT was 104
right
and the repairs are 104? Wait a minute.
See, I have to go through it because as we go, here's their spreadsheet. Yeah, got it all on there. Net repairs, demo.
So this is just a side-by-side Xactimate comparison?
Yes, all it's doing is.
Okay.
Remember, he added them in. Can you imagine typing that? That would suck.
Say what?
Did you imagine typing this?
Yeah, they got people.
They got people.
they got people. They got people in Africa and India that do this.
There we go. So look at all this stuff. This is pretty much our mitigation. You know.
Yeah, and they're not. So it's curious that they're not even having an issue with any of the scope.
Oh no, not at all.
No scope difference, just price.
Yeah.
Well, they can't tell you what you can and cannot charge. Period. End of story.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, I mean, I sat down and calculated this one pretty well. You know, I mean, I put my, you know, inspector glasses on because I'm just, when I got the file sent to me, I was like, oh, wow, guys, really? What the heck happened? And as I started looking into the job, I'm going,
JS held or hired hatchets. That's it. They are there to reduce claim severity any way they can. And the main way they do it is to put you on the defensive and force you to justify yourself and force you to negotiate up from their number. And the only way to avoid all that is to not participate in the bullshit. Don't participate in the circus.
So what's my next move?
You don't have one. Well, your move is respond to the adjuster. My bill is due, and late fees start on the 17th. That's what you do next.
Okay. So if, what if I have to push this to appraisal then?
I hate appraisals for MIT. I really do. I think it's a cost incurred. In my opinion, costs incurred, mitigation activities that have already been done are not appraisable. They were either done or they weren't.
So how do I get them to pay?
Well, you
I
stand
think a lot of
firm.
people have these questions,
Stand firm, hold your ground, and let them know when that lien is gonna. You have to move to perfect that lien at some date, right?
Yes.
Late fees. What's the late fees on this? When was this done? 1/1/2022. That's when the loss was.
Yeah.
So you've got 9 months of late fees. What's that work out to?
I'll have to look at our books.
Okay, here's what you do. You work up what those late fees are, and they're going to be significant. And then you tell the adjuster what your hourly rate is to negotiate. And that's going to be somewhere in $185 an hour. You tell her, you're more than happy to participate in this circus for $185 an hour. And you've already spent 7-8 hours so far. So there's a bill due for 8 hours times $185 an hour. You send the bill to the adjuster. And you send a response, that's my rate. And these are the late fees that have been incurred to date.
Okay.
That's it. Don't give any credence or any validity to this bullshit document we're looking at here. You're not required. This is smoke and mirrors, and they're trying to get you to play their game. And the only way you win is not to play the game. That's it. There's no playing nice. There's no middle ground here. This is war. And they're trying to take money. They're stealing money from you. And you need to act appropriately.
Yeah, I do. And that's fact. I sit back and look at this, go, come on. There's got to be a situation, a scenario that I work through that applies to, so people are looking at, this stuff like really, really.
This
That
is
not that much.
This is just lazy. This is just lazy. They have no problem with your scope of work. No problem at all with your scope of work.
Nothing, didn't say anything. So they're the only scope of where's that? The thing that they were talking about here on the scope was emergency service call was not recommended.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you didn't charge $22,000 for an emergency service call.
Right. I'm like, you got to be kidding.
That's so lame. So lame. That's just laziness right there.
50% of labor recommended. I'm like, are you serious?
Pending labor timesheets. You are under no obligation to show timesheets.
I don't think I am under obligations, am I?
Yeah.
Now, you know what? If I have a guy that can go out and build a house in 10 days, and I charge $300,000 and he's got that house in 10 days. And I got another guy that has a crew of 10 people, and it takes him a month and charges me $300,000. It's still $300,000.
It's still the same end result.
Right.
The same price.
It's not my fault. I have a super efficient person.
Exactly right.
On my house. That has nothing to do with this price list that I put together.
You didn't build T&M. You built
right.
You build Xactimate.
Yes.
Xactimate is not a T&M thing. It's a unit. It's unit costs, and those unit costs are built using materials, labor, and equipment in one line. You can't, there's no T&M comparison.
Got ya.
Yeah. Yeah. JS held just a waste.
So-
But you know what? They make hundreds of millions of dollars a year by doing this. That's what they do.
That's amazing how they get paid on this. I mean, it's really, you know,
Yeah. I mean, well, let's say they charge, even they charge, let's say they charged 5% of this total. But they're saving the insurance company, if you went for this, $57,000. What's 5% of 104? No, $5,000. 50 grand. Oh, what's 5? I don't want to.
yeah, it's 50 grand.
Well, I'm sure they didn't charge that.
$5,200. I mean, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they probably charged $5,000 for this file. And so, I mean, look at the ROI there. Insurance company pays them $5,000 and they save 57,000. That's a great ROI. The insurance company's going to do that every day of the week.
Right?
But this is what they're doing. They're fishing. They're fishing. This is found money for them. Every dollar you take off your bill voluntarily, because that's what you're doing, you're voluntarily reducing your bill. Every dollar that you take off the bill goes to the insurance company's back pocket. Yeah. Yeah. These guys are part of the problem. They're not part of the solution. They're not solving. There's no problem here. They're not solving a problem here. All they're doing is shaving money off of your bill and taking money out of your pocket. They're not helping the insured at all. So, all right, I'm going to go. We're going to get out of here.
Hey, man, thanks a lot.
2:00. Good to see you, Mitch, or hear you at least. Joe, good to see you. Keep us posted on that scenario thing.
I actually think
That
I
was
got
pretty
it.
cool, Joe.
I think I got it figured out here. Give me a second here. I'm going to show you guys.
Oh,
real quick.
you've got it
I
figured
will.
out? All right. All right.
Let me just get this all set up here real quick so I can show you. Actually, here, I'll walk you through how to do it. Okay, so,
Well, show your work. Let's go.
all right, so spare screen share. All right, so in this scenario here, we remove the tile floor, we're going to replace and remove and replace the cement board, replace tile floor, and we're having grout sealer, right?
Okay.
Now, but the homeowner just wants to go back with a laminate. I figured I want to try to do what, if I do a backwards type thing. So what you do is you go in here and say, well, first off, FCTBC, but like Andy was saying earlier, it said to make sure you separate these out here. So minus and plus.
Gotcha.
You go to item estimate scenario here, and I'm going to say the laminate floor replaces the tile floor.
Okay.
And I'm going to save it under a separate scenario. So I'm going to call this change order. Change, or we're going to call it, I do space change order. Okay. And then under the change order, it replaces that one there. These two right here, item scenario, these would be downgrades because they're not going to get them anymore. And I can put that under the change order as well. Now, when I do a report, the regular report will look like this. Remove, replace. This item would be removed in a change order scenario, replace, and then this item would be removed on $4,000. And then all I got to do on the estimate is click down here as a scenario name and choose my upgrade. And now when I print it off, it says remove. Oh, did I not do that right? Oh.
I think you could change you could choose a different.
No, hang on here.
You got to do scenario name. No, not upgrade. Smart list. There you go. Oh, it's not working.
There we go. So now it says, now those items were removed that said they were going to be removed. And this item replaces the floor tile. And so the new price total is only $1,700. It doesn't show it as a credit, like, you know, oh, you're coming in under budget here, but it makes it so you can add in those items you want into the same, you know, into one single estimate here. And it only prints off and shows those items when you need them to be shown. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And I guess, yeah, and I guess, like I said, you can do, let's see what it looks like. Let's see, like, I like the customer total lately a lot. So here's, you know, here's your customer total. This item was removed there, $1,700. And so this is the, you know, this is from the insurance company. You got $4,000 here. You want to switch it over here. This is what you would actually owe. And that way there, you don't have to try to figure out, you know, the differences in the prices and everything, because it's going to do all that math for you real quick and real easy. And you can deselect anything you need to, reselect things, you know, make it so that, you know, like if you say, like, you know, you had on a fire, you know, detach and reset door jamb, clean door slab, clean door hardware, clean door opening, you know, paint doors and all that stuff there. You can mark all the stuff that you're not going to do as, you know, downgrades. And then you can put in their brand new door and say this replaces the clean door, the detach the door thing and all, and they will go ahead and do all the math for you and show you here's the difference in your prices here without a lot of hubbub, because everything's going to get automatically a marked notation on it to let them know, hey, you know, originally this one gets removed on your upgraded estimate. And then this, and now you see that it's removed and this is your new
I'll
item.
play with that.
And that way there you can give them two estimates at the same time, and it's super easy for them to compare the two things to and see the numbers, I guess. Now on an over, I'm going to try it. I have a very large fire where I had to do a shit ton of changes to it. And like originally I had it like credited, you know, these items are credited to the homeowner, and then I added a supplement and stuff. I'm going to go through and play it with this here, and I want to, and then next week when we come back, I'll kind of share the difference in the views there and see how it looks, because yeah, I mean, something like this here, I mean, I think it makes it look a lot easier and a lot easier to follow along here. And here's the thing also is like, what you can tell here, one thing I noticed here is that, you know, like I said, here's your basic line item 1 through 5, right? And all, so there's your 1 through 5. Now, when I do this change scenario here and I hit and I print it off, it's 1 through 6 or 1, 2, 6. So it can, you can show, oh, well, line items 3 and 4 and 5 are all missing from this, you know, off of here, and it'll keep the same numbering for the line items. So you can do a nice side-by-side review on it. So if I had more line items,
that's clean.
So that way there, if I have like 7, 8, 9, both it'll go 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, where this will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And that way there, they can say, okay, 6 is the different line item, 3 and 4, 3's on this one and not on this one. And that way there, a homeowner, you know, regardless if you're looking at the price or just the customer total with the square footage only, they can do a side-by-side comparison on the estimates, and it makes it super easy for them to understand and read. And they're not trying to see, oh, okay, I credited it here and then I added it back here and stuff. I think it's, I mean, like I said, I think it's a cool thing that I didn't even know existed.
Nice.
Well, I've seen those in there before, but I was wondering what it was about. You know, I've never played with it. Never have.
Yeah, there's so much in Xactimate I've never touched. It's just, yeah, I don't know how, but that's cool.
Well, and I mean, like,
show us how that one next week. Show us how that fire comes out.
Oh, I will. So yeah, but like I said, I mean, I think it's pretty smooth operation there. And then, like I said, that way there you can write your whole estimate, add in what you need to, blah, 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 and keep it in the same format. You don't have to throw it down at the bottom and write it as change order or nothing. You can just throw it in there and do the scenario stuff here, and boom, the estimate's nice and clean. So I'm going to do that there, and I'll try to bring it to the video. I mean, heck, I might even just post it up, like a couple screenshots of it on the groups here later.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, y'all. Be good. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.